All right. Now tell me anybody I'm late, Mike. Actually, what happened was it was like I was trying to go live on the right time and it was just spinning. So I refreshed it like Mike had told me if there's an issue, refresh. So it refreshed and then I had to go live. So that actually took a whole minute. So anyway, how is everybody doing tonight? I hope everybody's doing well. We're going to talk about control. What's the whole agenda with control and what can we do about it? So we're going to get into that topic in a minute. I will give a minute for some people to get in here. So I hope everybody is doing well. I hope you've all had a nice weekend. For everybody that was able to join us at the Prepper Get Together, again, I'm going to gush over this for a while, guys, because it was just it was absolutely awesome, and it was a good time, and it was really nice to see everybody there, and so that was really fun, and so a lot of people have asked, and so I'm going to address this very quickly and get this out of the way. They said, was Little Prepper Lady there? Did she come? She was not there. Never heard from her. Never heard a reason why she didn't come when she said she was going to. That is on her, guys. She's got some issues going on, and none of my business. And so I'm not going to get into it on here. Obviously, this is not the place to do that. But so that's wholly and completely on her. And so anyway, yeah, she was not there. We never heard from her. I honestly, to be 100% honest with you, I did not count on her being there because remember she had said she was going to bring the paper products and stuff like that. I went out and made sure I got the plates and the silverware and stuff like that ahead of time, just because some people you can count on, some people you cannot. So unfortunately, she was a no-show. So just wanted to put that out there for everybody that was going to ask that question. All right, so. But anyway, we did have a fantastic time. Everybody that did come out, it was great, and and so that's how that goes. Yeah, Mike Nice said, "Not sure she is one of us." I can't disagree. You know what? Like I said, I'm not going to bash her. I'm absolutely not going to bash her. Sometimes people get into something thinking that it's going to be something that it's not, and they can't handle. She was getting a lot of hate. And so, some people can't handle that. Some people don't have that thick skin, and they take it very, very personal when they're attacked. And so, it happens. And so, she's changing her channel name, and she's going to go in a different direction, and that's her thing. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to step away from that whole situation, and I'm going to tell you why. Okay, I'm going to be 100% honest, and I've talked to her about this. As well. And I said to her boyfriend, I said, he is going to ruin your channel. With the different things coming on there when she was doing the video of the live stream, after the kids had, died in the automobile accident, he came in drunk and was F-bombing this and F-bombing that and showing his behind. And then in her last live stream that she did, and I was a moderator for her, which I will not be doing anymore too, by the way, she, he came on there and was acting like a jerk again. And I don't want to be associated with that type of thing. It's because it's like that reflects on me. And so I just don't want to be any part of that. So that is just, so we're just going to leave it at that. I just wanted to explain. And, it's her choice. I believe, and what I told her, I think he's doing it on purpose. It's a whole control thing there as well, believe it or not. His fear, and this is my opinion only, of course, his fear is that if she has a successful channel and she starts making her own money, then she won't need him anymore. And then that's why he doesn't want her to have that channel. But again, that is none of my business. That has nothing to do with me. Her and I were strictly friends, guys. I never slept with her. We never had anything like that ever. We just had a friendship. And so that's it. So, but that's that. So we're going to move on past that point. So anyway, so we're going to drive on and continue. And I'm always going to do what I'm going to do. I don't need drama in my life, so I try to stay away from drama if I can. You guys know I don't put up with any drama on the channel. So again, before we really get into the topic, let me just say family-friendly oriented channel. So please keep it clean. If you do not, I have these wonderful moderators that will boot you out of here. And so just be kind to each other. No racism, anything like that will not be tolerated, okay? How is the White Rooster doing? He's kind of, Lori, he's kind of just hanging. We went in and closed up tonight, and, he got up, and Heather was petting him, and he stood up then and kind of walked around a little bit. I think he's going to be okay. I think he was being bullied, not just by Goliath, but I think the other chickens were teaming up on him as well. So I'm going to keep him separated. We're going to see what happens. Hopefully he will bounce back. And so that's what we're going to, go from there. But, so that's how that's going to go. But anyway, if Eric, who was at the get-together, is watching, Eric, give me a call. Eric was the guy from Washington, D.C. He came with his son and his sister. So, Eric, if you could shoot me a call, I would appreciate it. I was trying to find your number yesterday, and I could not find it. So I'm just putting that out there. So if anybody knows Eric, probably not, but that's okay. He's the one that sent me the T-shirts with the Rolling Thunder T-shirts, and he also sent me T-shirts with the Spit and Tune Saloon. You'll see me wearing them in the winter when the winter comes, because they're more of a heavier shirt for winter. Sometimes two roosters doesn't work. Maybe split the area so he has his own girls. Yeah, I may end up doing something like that, putting a couple girls, like maybe just a couple with him. And in that way, Goliath can have his 4 regular girls, and then I'll, give him a couple of the other, hens. So I may have to do something like that. So I got to figure all that out so that they can both have their own areas and be okay. But he, I just, I had people, oh, well, we'll kill him. No, I'm not killing him. Oh, Chris, you have Eric's number? Yeah, great. If you could give Eric a call and have him call me, I would appreciate that. So thank you. But Ed's Pimpin' Chickens. Yeah, I love the chickens, man. I'm not going to lie. They are so much fun, and they have their own unique personalities. And I knew that Goliath was establishing dominance over Foghorn Leghorn, but I didn't realize it was getting to a point where it was bad. So, that's unfortunately what we had to do with her. So, guys, if you haven't shot me a thumbs up yet, we just got started here. If you could do that, that would be great. And now that we're like 9 minutes into the chat, and I really haven't said anything about the topic of the chat, maybe we should get into that. Okay. So let's talk about control. It's all about control. Every time we turn around, more and more restrictive laws are being put in place continuously. Okay. And so it's more and more control over the average person. Okay. And I know a lot of people, want to blame the police and stuff like that. You got to understand something. The police are doing a job like anybody else. If they are told to write a certain amount of tickets, they better write a certain amount of tickets or they're not going to have a job. You got to understand too, and this is kind of the way I look at it. And again, I've dealt with the cops a lot, especially since I've been out here, and had a lot of interactions with them. I've been pulled over more times since I've moved out here than ever before. But, again, respect goes a long way. And speaking with several different officers, that respect aspect, if you were respectful, a lot of times they're going to work with you and they're going to be decent. If you are a jerk, they're going to jam you up, guys. I mean, that's a straight up fact. And you might even end up getting to go to jail, which would be just absolutely awesome. But I say that in jest, but, again, it's like, realize in that situation, and I know nobody wants to give up control or power, if you will, but when you're being pulled over, they're not just pulling you over for the fun of pulling you over. Are sometimes they're fishing, looking for something? Of course. Okay. Do people get profiled? Absolutely. I get profiled. Okay. I mean, I have a shaved head. I wear a goatee. I wear earrings. And so, I have a look. I have tattoos. And a lot of times, like if it's this time of year, I'm wearing a muscle shirt. So, yeah, I'm getting profiled all the time. Police follow whatever the politicians want them to do, Bruno said. Exactly. And they have to. Otherwise, they're not going to have a job. So, we like I said, again, respect goes a long way. And we've all watched the videos, guys. We've seen the sovereign citizens. We've seen the people, the constitutionalists. We've seen the people that will open their window this much and just give them a hard time. All you're going to end up doing a lot of times doing that is pissing them off and there's no reason for it. If they're going to give you a ticket, they're going to give you a ticket. There's not a freaking thing you're going to do about it. Stomping your feet, having a temper tantrum is not going to change that situation. So if you act decently, a lot of times, and I'm going to tell you what, like I said, I've been pulled over more times since I have moved out here than any other time in my life. We've been out here, just started our 5th year out here in June was the start of our 5th year. And I've probably been pulled over 7 times in the 5 years that we've been out here. Okay. And out of those 7 times, I got 1 ticket. Now, there was a time that I should have absolutely got a ticket 100%. And after I explained to them what I did and why I did it, they just let me go. They were absolutely awesome. Now, did they run my license to make sure I was clean and make sure I had no wants or warrants? Of course they did. But the thing is, again, they can check all day long because I toe the line. I do what, I'm not out there acting stupid, making poor decisions. So, but again, it's like, realize that this is a job that every time that they pull somebody over, they have the potential of being killed. And it happens a lot. So you got to understand where they're coming from, too. And that's just kind of the way I look at it. Now, don't get me wrong. You got some of them that are on huge ego trips, and it's all about that power and control. So, again, it's a game like anything else. But again, so let's get, so I'm veering off, but I'm just wanting to explain that. And again, some people like cops, some people don't. That's fine. That is your prerogative, But like I said, you get more flies with honey than you do with vinegar. That's all I'm saying in that situation. So some are sadistic. Absolutely. Mike Knife just said some are absolutely sadistic, and I can't disagree. But again, why would you want to piss that sadistic cop off? It doesn't make any sense to me. It really, truly doesn't. So, and if you have nothing to hide and you know that there's nothing in your car that's going to jam you up, who cares? Now, don't get me wrong. Do I suggest you go, oh, yeah, go ahead, search my car when they're asking for no reason? No. But the thing is, make them get that search warrant. And once they've wasted their time and yours, it's all about, if you need to do that to prove a point. But, like I said, it's an individual choice. People have the right to do whatever they want to do. But I've seen too many people go to jail for stupidity, and it doesn't make any sense. So, but be prepared to do a lot of work to make sure it gets taken care of. The Tiki, California. I'm not sure what was that in regards to. Oh, I agree with you. It says sadistic cops need to be taken off the force. And here's the beauty of this. Okay, hold on one second. Crazy Preppernick. I have been arrested and have met with the officers, and they're really good, tough people. I have dealt with some that were jerks, and the human nature, communication, behavior, and honesty has a big deal to do with them in general. Absolutely, and I agree with you 100%. I have dealt with some jerk cops, and thank you so much for that donation. I do appreciate that. I've met some jerk cops, and I've met great cops. So you just, me personally, if they're a jerk and if they cop that attitude and you can tell they're got a pissy attitude, I'd say as little as possible. Do what you got to do. You're writing me a ticket. Knock yourself out. Give me the ticket. But, I've been pulled over. One cop one time pulled me over because I had a headlight out. And I was on my way to work. And I had my uniform on and my badge on. And I told him where I worked. And I was on my way to work. And he was like, and I didn't even realize I had a headlight out. And he was like, well, I'll tell you what, we both work for the county. He said, just get the light taken care of. And I told him, I said, it will be done tomorrow. And guess what? It was done the next day. I got it taken care of because, I'm not going to keep running on with that light out and wait for somebody else to pull me over. I want to get it taken care of because, like I said, I didn't know. You know what? RB Source says, what if you have crooked cops and know that they will plan something on you? That does happen, okay? But the first thing I'm going to say personally, if something like that happened, if they think that, they're going to, it does happen. But the one good thing now is so many cops are mic'd up and a lot of them have body cameras. The cameras are going in the cars all the time. So it's definitely a lot more accountability now, which is definitely, JJ just said, bottom line is don't give them a reason. Exactly. Again, that respect thing, they're not going to probably try to plant something on you if you're being decent. If you're being a jerk, yeah, you probably might get something planted on you. But again, there's a lot more accountability now with the police because they're all mic'd up and that type of stuff. Again, your attitude is going to go a long way how that traffic stop goes. So, yeah, small town cops, no cameras, no mics. Yep, I know what you're saying, RV Source. You're right. A lot of them don't. But again, if I'm going through a small town, guys, and I know that there's cops there, if it says 30 miles an hour, I am doing 30 miles an hour. I'm going to try to make sure that I give them absolutely no reason to pull me over, no reason to try to start anything. So, but again, so we are like way off topic, and we never actually got on topic. So anyway, yeah, and again, if you have questions, guys, remember all cap locks for questions just so they stand out for me so I see them more. Dash cams help a lot too. Yep, Chris just said that, Chris Hansen. If you have that dash cam in your car, it really makes a difference too, because it keeps them accountable for what's going on. And if they're saying that they pulled you over for XYZ, if you have your dash cam in your car recording stuff, then they can't make up stuff if stuff's not there, if you have it all on tape. So that makes a big difference too. I live in that kind of small town, RV Sources. Oh, I believe it. Small town cops, it's weird because it's like the town that we're close to has a small town police department. And I can't say anything bad about them. I really, truly can't. I've only been pulled over by them once, and it ended up being a female cop, and we ended up having a great discussion. But it was just, she thought my license plate was obscured because it's an older plate, and it was just some of the paint's coming off. So, but she just said, oh, well, I could see that it's not obscured. And so that was why, so I'm like, really? So I came out of the car, and we had a great talk. And I think I talked about that in a previous video. But, it just, again, it's just, it's how you approach stuff, and your attitude and how you act is going to go a long way towards any kind of traffic stop. And my thing, and this is kind of the way that I look at it, why am I going to give an attitude to somebody that can ruin my day? Now, you want to be anti-cop and hate cops and all cops are a-holes and blah, blah, blah. Have that attitude all day long. But when they pull you over, if you cop that attitude with those cops at that time, they are going to jam you up. And again, you might even get to wear some bracelets and go get to visit a jail. Why would you do that? For no reason. So police are an extension of the government to, as for disdain for the government grows, so will the pressure on law enforcement. You know what? And great comment, Blaze88. You know what? That's a great comment. And I can't disagree with you. People get frustrated, but the thing is, as more issues happen, again, if you approach that traffic stop or whatever encounter that you have with the police in a decent way, okay, it's going to make a difference how that stop goes. And that's what, here in Quebec, it's against the law to film cops. Wow, I did not know that. Well, Canada's got different, front and rear cameras in my auto for my sake. Exactly, Chris Hansen. And that's smart to do. And I think, more people need to do that. Absolutely think more people need to do that. So, yeah, guys, please keep it family friendly. You can make a comment. You can make your point. If you are anti-police officer, that's fine. I respect everybody. I want you guys to know, I respect your right to have your own opinion, but please be decent about how you make your comments, because if you act like a jerk on here, my guys they're monitoring, they're watching. So just keep it family friendly. You can make your point without saying anything awful. Remember that girl in Rochester got arrested for filming cops? I don't, Tom Holloway. I don't remember that. Honestly, I don't. But if she did, she probably won a lawsuit, because it's like, it's not illegal to film the police. If they told her to go back a certain ways and she did, that's great. But if she didn't, again, that's going to be a situation that's on her. But it's like, again, are they exerting control and stuff like that, and they don't want you filming? Of course not, because then they're held accountable, okay? But, it just, Peaches Rambo, if you're having a problem, try to refresh the stream, like sign off and come back in. Maybe that'll help with yours, because it seems to be working fine otherwise. Illinois has a law against filming the police. I don't think that they can do it state to state like that. I think you're allowed to film the police in any state that you are in. It's constitutional. It's your First Amendment right, that you can, I'm sorry, I think it's Fourth Amendment that you're allowed to do that. We just need the police. We just don't need the smart A controlling cops. And you know what? I agree with you 100%, Choo Choo Rooter Bean. You know, you have some that are going to be jerk. Guys, it's any profession. I'm going to tell you what. Doctors. Let's talk about doctors for a second. I have met some doctors that were absolutely awesome, great bedside manner, just wonderful people, wonderful to work with. And then I've met doctors that had such an ego and they were so self-absorbed and had that God complex that whatever they said, you know, and you hated working with them because they were jerks. Okay. So, you know, again, in any profession, you're going to have good and you're going to have bad. How can you say all cops are horrible when it might be 1 or 2% of the cops are jerks? And here's the thing, too. I want you to remember, too, you know, they talk about the blue code of silence. Again, you rat on a cop. If you're another cop, you're the one that's going to lose your job. I'm going to tell you right now, this has happened to me, okay? This absolutely happened to me, and I will tell you the story, okay? I was working for the state of New York. They called it a Mahata back at the time, I was working in a group home taking care of mentally retarded people, all right? So this was on a Sunday, and on Sundays we would take the clients, we called them clients at that time, we would take the clients to church. So it was me and one of my coworkers were taking the clients to church. Now, when you are in your first year with the state, you're on probation for that whole year, okay? And so I had been with the state at that point maybe 6-7 months, something like that. And everybody got drug tested when you first started working for the state. Then they never drug tested you again. So I'm working with this individual, and just let me put this out there. I don't care if you smoke pot, don't smoke pot, whatever you do, whatever drugs you want to do, knock yourself out. But don't do it at work. That's one thing I say. If you know, hold off, don't do it. So I'm driving the van. This guy is in the passenger seat, getting stoned in the passenger seat, and we have 6 or 7 clients in the van. Okay? Now, and this is a true story, guys. I turned this guy in for doing drugs on a job. Okay? Now, it's my word against his word. So I had to go into the main building, talk to an investigator, right? And so they were like, well, we want you to try to set him up for a drug buy and blah, 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 blah. And I said, listen, everybody knows in that house that I don't do drugs. I was one of 2 people in that house that did not do drugs. 2. Everybody else, management on down in that house, either did coke, smoked pot, whatever else they were doing. I wasn't one of them. I said, no, I'm not doing that. I said, well, this is what I want you to do. I said, you bring him in, you bring me in, and drug test us both. Now, if you drug test us, we'll see who's lying and who's not. They never did it, and guess who lost their job? And guess who kept their job? I lost my job. I was a rat. I ratted him out. I lost my job. He kept his job, and that was the end of that. So that I learned a really, really valuable lesson after that. You shut your mouth. You don't see nothing. You don't hear nothing, unless it's blatant abuse on a patient. But other than that, man, I don't see nothing. I don't know nothing, okay? It's the same thing with cops. They have that code, and if another cop rats out another cop, they're going to be a pariah. Anybody watch the movie Serpico? They tried to kill that dude, okay? So, you know, that's what happens. If you rat people out, you're going to get screwed. It's just the way it is. And management doesn't care. Again, and I can't even tell you, and I don't care what business you're in, management don't care. It's all about covering their butts, making sure they have enough people, you know, to do what they got to do, and they could care less. So, hey, J Pods, advice for planning prep meet putting up in LA. Oh, planning a prep meet putting. You know what, that would be cool. You should definitely do that. You know, the get-togethers with like-minded people is absolutely awesome. Thank you so much again for that donation as well. Getting together with like-minded people, I just can't say enough of how awesome it was. And like I said, I tried to get around to get together and talk to everybody, and I think I did. If I didn't get to somebody, I apologize, because I was trying to move around and speak with everybody. But it was so cool to see, and I looked around a couple times, and I saw like a couple of people over here talking, a couple of groups of people over here. So people were mingling with each other and talking with each other. And like I said, we had people from all different states, We had a lot of people from New York, obviously, because that's the closest destination. But it was like so cool. And I cannot wait to do it again next year. I really, really can't. Next one should be a bug out get together. I liked the aspect of just a informal get together and people just hanging out. And don't get me wrong, we had people that came prepped because and this was, and I love this mindset. The one guy said, and I won't say who, but the one guy said, well, you look at my car, look how it's packed. He said, I packed it like I'm never going to go home again. And that was awesome because that's a great mindset to have. And so he had stuff in his vehicle that if he wasn't able to make it back home, he was ready to do whatever he needed to do. And very, very cool. So give everyone the opportunity to put bug out skills to the test. Yeah, you know what? We could do bring your bug out bag with you, and we could go over those type of things. I think that might be something that would be really cool. Because I had done that one time with when I was living still in Rochester, New York. I had done that. I said, bring your bug out bags and we'll go over who has what. Vincent Koch, work a buddy system. It's the way that works. And it does. Yeah, you're right. Absolutely. A buddy system is a great way. But I'll tell you about what we had done. Thank you so much for that donation, too. I do appreciate that. What we had done, I said, everybody bring your bug out bag. So there was probably 6 or 8 of us were planning on to get together for this meetup. And we got together and everybody brought their bug out bag. And we sat down and everybody was showing what they had in their bug out bag. So from that get together, one of the things that I picked up and I went, wow, that's a cool idea. I like that. The guy had a mouse traps in his bug out bag. And so, obviously then he had peanut butter. He said, I can take these, and I'm talking, rat traps, big traps. He said, I could tie this to a tree, put some peanut butter on it, and use it to catch squirrels very silently. And I thought, you know what? That is awesome. So you know what I went out and did? I immediately went out and I bought big rat traps for that exact same reason. Because I thought, you know what? That is such a smart way to do it. There's no gunshot involved in that. It's you're hunting, but you're minimal effort. That's what you're going to want to do when you're hunting. You want to put minimal effort into it. So putting that up on the tree, you walk away, you come back, and you maybe check it, the next day or whatever and stuff like that. So I thought that was really, really cool. These 2 ladies had come, and they lug in these in their packs, and their packs were about 70 pounds apiece. So, we talked about the practicality of that and how long they would be able to walk with that kind of weight, on their back. And, so again, it's a teaching opportunity. It's a learning opportunity. So, we all fed off of each other. We all learned something. We all shared something. And then, and that was really, really cool. And I think doing those type of things, again, it's a great opportunity to learn new ideas and say, wow, I think that's really cool. And I like that idea. I'm going to go ahead and utilize that. Or you say, man, how long can you really carry that pack, with your, with that much weight? And so, because if you're carrying a 75 or 70 pound pack that you're not used to carrying that kind of weight, I'm going to tell you right now, within a mile or 2 miles, you are dumping gear. Because then you're going to prioritize. What do I really need? What do I don't want to have? Because that weight's going to kill you. So those are things, and you want to try to keep that, it a size, your bug out bag, that if you got a bug out that, that you want to, be able to, Carol asking, was LPL there with you guys? No, Carol, I did address that in the beginning of this chat. So after it's done, if you want to go back and listen to that, you can. I'm not going to go over it again now, but no, she was not there. So somebody Marjorie just said, I'd rather eat the peanut butter. I'm going to tell you, I love peanut butter too, but you're going to want to have meat too. So should do prepper games next year. You know what? We could probably do that. That would be very cool too. That would absolutely be very cool. We can figure out, here's the best part. Next year's get together, I have all the time to figure out how we're going to do it. I'm going to get the date as soon as possible. I don't think I can reserve a pavilion until after the first of the year. So I definitely plan on doing that. And we may try to get the same exact pavilion that we had this year because it was absolutely cool. Already told my group today I'll end up being the one carrying hunted rats on a stick. LOL. Mama Bear just said that. And I'm gonna tell you what, meat is meat. So that when it comes down to it at that time, meat is meat. I don't care if it's rat, squirrel, which squirrels are just rats with big fluffy tails. To be honest with you. Ed, I saw absolutely no green tea at yesterday's get together. No, you did not, JJ. I was drinking a couple beers yesterday, and then I went from I had three. But I'm 100% honest. I had 3 beers, and then I switched to pop. No green tea yesterday, but guess what, JJ? I got one today. But yeah, it was. Let's see. Curing meat would be a good demonstration, Ed. Yeah, you know what? Maybe we can do that. Maybe we can have people at the next get together share a skill. I think that might be a great idea. So we're going to do the get together, and then if people want to, and it would be if they want to do a demonstration of something, and they could do. That would be cool. It wouldn't be that you had to, but if you wanted to do a demonstration of a skill, I think that would be really, really cool. And, maybe that's a great teaching opportunity for people. So I think we might go with something like that. I think that's the way we're going to do it. So, again, guys, if you haven't shot me a thumbs up yet, I would definitely appreciate if you would do that. That would be awesome. Barbecue rats. That's right. Ketchup makes everything taste good. Yes, I think that would be cool. Yeah, going old school said I think skills would be a great idea. I think that would be the way to do it. Do a skills challenge. Well, you're putting pressure on people that way. I don't want to do that. I want you to understand something. With doing these get-togethers, it's about having fun. It's about like-minded people getting together to share, to talk. So if we do, if somebody wants to share a skill or talk about a skill, I think we can do that. Will it be in August next year? Bruno said, yeah, I'll probably do it again in August. I think that's a good time to do it. Like I said, I'll try to make sure as soon as I reserve a pavilion, guys, for next year, I will let you guys know. So if you're trying to plan any kind of vacation around it, and then that way, if you know that it is in August, let's say we're going to do it in August again next year. If you're trying to reserve a spot at the park to camp for the week or whatever, the sooner you put that in, the sooner you can get that. So, this time it was like 6 weeks. That's what we had. I went and I saw what they had available, and I picked that date, and that's how we did it this year. So it was kind of on the cuff, and so we only had a 6-week notice for a lot of people. Now, some people still stayed at Letchworth. Some people stayed at parks close to Letchworth. So. But if we have enough time, if I can give you guys like 6 months or better notice for next year, you can make those plans. You can contact Letchworth and get things set up so that you can be there. And I think that's the way we're probably going to do that. So, but like I said, as soon as I can let you guys know, I definitely will. Kat just said, I had a blast. Thank you for that. Oh, it was awesome. And Kat, thank you for being there. It was really nice meeting you. It was nice meeting all you guys. What's my favorite beer? I love Labatt's Blue. That's what I drink. It's a Canadian beer, and that is my beer of choice. I've been drinking Labatt's Blue for years and years and years. So if I'm drinking beer, you're probably going to see a Labatt's Blue in my hand. So that I want to see the Northeast in the fall. You know what? It's beautiful up here in the fall. I will definitely this year. I'll try to do some rides for you guys. Like if Heather's home on a weekend from college. We will, we'll do that. We'll go for some rides this fall, and I'll try to get some video of the beauty because it is absolutely awesome up here in the fall. And the park itself, Letchworth in the fall, is absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Or have each person bring printouts of how to do so much skills or prep or recipes. Now, that's a good idea too, Ellen. That is absolutely a good idea too. Bring printouts on how to do something and share with a group of people. That's a great idea. Or prep recipes too. That's awesome. I like that idea as well. That's a very good idea. Ellen Pollard said that one. So yeah, so we can have some demonstrations. If people want to do demonstrations, sharing information, guys. The best thing that came out of the get together yesterday several people connected with other like-minded people that were closer to them. Like the one lady said that I think the person was like 15 minutes away from them, and they never would have hooked up if they hadn't come to the get-together. So that's cool, and they connected on their own, just talking and having a great time. And like I said, it was absolutely awesome. Other than we got rained on for a couple hours. But again, we had the pavilion, so we were under shelter, so it was not a big deal. It didn't dampen the enthusiasm. We had some people brought guitars and were playing some music, and that was nice. And it was just overall, I mean, it was fantastic. Like I said, everybody was just great. And it was, like I said, I cannot tell you guys how humbled I was that have everybody be there, coming from long distances for the get together. Tennessee, Ohio, Washington, D.C., Virginia, Pennsylvania, Connecticut, all different parts of New York. It was very, very cool. And it was funny because you think different parts of the country, you're going to have different kind of personalities and stuff like that. It is amazing when you put like-minded people together, no matter what part of the country, and I'm sure no matter what part of the world they're from, we have that common bond and we have that common knowledge. And it was great. It was absolutely great. Camp out, get together, sit around at the campfire, sing Kumbaya, s'mores and hot dogs. There you go. Yep. But it was fantastic. I'll be the one coming up from Kentucky Fried Rat recipe for preppers. There you go, Mama Bear. We definitely want to see that. That'd be a good recipe. Anything to make rat taste good. I'm sure it tastes like chicken once you cook it anyway. So, but no, don't be doing that. Richard says homemade claymores. No, nothing like that. Nothing that's going to get us jammed up with a government, guys. No way. I don't want no part of anything like that because I really, really like my freedom, and I want to be free, and I don't want to be sitting in a jail cell when SHTF happens for anything stupid. So, are you missing Heather a lot since she's going to college? Well, she's actually going Tuesday. I'm taking her Tuesday to the dorm. So we got 2 days, and she will be going to the dorms on Tuesday to move into the dorms. She actually starts school the following Monday, but they move into the dorms and they have like an orientation period and stuff like that. So does the park have trailer spots or camping spots? I think it has both. Chris, I think it has both at the park. And if the park itself doesn't, there's other parks very in close proximity to Letchworth that does have RV hookups. I'm pretty sure they got to have RV hookups there. You would just have to call the park itself and find out. But again, back to Heather. Yeah, it's going to be, we were actually, it was so funny. We were talking today about it actually. And she's like, you're going to cry. And I'm like, yeah. And so are you. And she goes, yeah. So it's going to be tough. But it's awesome for her. I'm really, really happy for her. I think she's going to do fantastic. So yeah, I'm not going to lie. I'm definitely going to cry. That's my baby girl. And then me and Eddie will be here holding down the fort and, and stuff like that. So, but, Heather will do well. I know that. It's going to be an adjustment for her. It's going to be an adjustment for us. And, but I think it'll be good. I think she's going to do just fine. She's a very grounded young lady, and she's got her stuff together, so she's going to do okay. So I don't worry about that part of it, but I am going to miss the crap out of her. I'm going to tell you what. Yeah. So Mama Bear said, "Be a proud dad. You did right by her." Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I did the best I could. You try to do the best you can by your kids and try to teach them, give them a foundation to grow on. And she got a great foundation, and I am always here for her, and she knows that. Heather can have... Oh, yeah, the dining hall. Yeah, I can go. Yeah, no, Bruno, I can go on campus anytime. She has a couple days in her schedule where she has like a class early, and then she has a class later in the day. So I can go down to the college on those days when I know she doesn't have a heavy day, and we can get together and have lunch. They have all kinds of places on campus to go eat, so we will absolutely do that. So if I need my Heather fix, I can go down anytime. She doesn't have a job lined up yet, but we know some people at the college she was associated with through a program when we were in Greece, New York. And so she's going to definitely be able to get a job without a problem once she gets to the school. And then she's got to get her schedule down and stuff like that. And then she'll get a job part-time, with the school. So, yeah, she will definitely be working, right there on campus. And like I said, it's going to be good. She's going to be a busy young lady, but I'm happy. I'm happy for her. I'm happy and sad at the same time, if that makes sense. So, you have to let them go. You have to let them experience the world, and you have to know that the foundation that you've given them, that they're going to do okay. And I don't worry about that part of it. So my daughter's college won't let them have pepper spray. Oh, really? I don't know if she can have it or not at the school. We will find that out. She may have it anyway. So I just want her to be safe and be able to make, and a lot of it comes down, again, people, places, and things. It's the people you're hanging out with, the places that you are, and the things that you're doing. So, she's very driven. She has a game plan. She knows what she wants to do. And, she'll be okay. I know she will. And she's not a partier, so that's not her priority. And so, hey, John, for a box of Kleenex for both of you, thank you so much. And thank you for that donation. I do appreciate that. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be, I'm going to do a little crying here on Tuesday. I know that. And I'm going to try to be strong, but I'm an emotional individual. I'm going to tell you, I got to tell you guys something. And this is something, a buddy of mine and him and I talked about this. I used to be pretty hard, not show emotion, that never cried, like a stone, like a rock. When my kids were born, it just, oh my God, it changes you. It absolutely changes you. And I think for the better. My kids changed me in such a fantastic way. I can't even begin to explain it. It was just, I wanted children when I had my children. And so they were planned. And it was just, it was the greatest. I'm going to tell you what, anything that I've done in my life, the single greatest thing that I have done in my life is become a father. And having my children and being there for them and raising them and, guiding them and trying to make them good people and showing them the way, you lead by example. And it's just, it has just been such a blessing. And it has made me, I'm going to tell you a quick story. Okay. So, and this is how my kids ruined me. Okay. Cause like I said, I was a tough guy, never cried, no feelings, didn't show emotion. When I was taking care of a gentleman that I took care of for 17 years in their home, the grandson had come over with a tape from a wedding. Okay. Now, let me just say, I didn't know any of these people in the wedding, none of them. And at the time, I think Heather and Eddie were maybe 8 or 9 years old. Okay. And so in this video, they're doing the father-daughter dance. And here's this big burly man, just the tears running down his face. And his little tiny daughter is like wiping the tears away. And I'm getting emotional just thinking about this, but it was just, I was crying like a little girl because I put myself in his position. And I said, when that day comes that I have to give my little girl away, that's going to be a tough day. And I know when that day comes, and hold on a second. I'm sorry, guys. But I know when that day comes and I have to give my little girl away, that's going to be tough. But that's, if you can feel like that about your children, I think it's a wonderful thing. And, so that's just, I don't mean to get emotional on you. I'm sorry. But anytime I think about that, it really just, because you're giving away your child to somebody else. And I'm going to tell you what, whoever my daughter ends up with, he better treat her right. Oh my God, he better be good to her. Because if he is not, I am going to whoop his butt. I don't care how old I am. I'm whipping his butt. So, but yeah, no, Heather's smart enough. She's going to make good decisions. And but yeah, it's just, but that's an example. I mean, I'm crying watching this video of people I have no idea who they are, because it touched that spot in me about, when my time comes to give my daughter away. And it was so sweet watching that video. It was just so beautiful. And, before I ever had children, I never would have been like that. So I always joke with my kids and I say, you ruined me. You ruined your dad, So, but it's okay. They ruined me in a good way. They really, truly did, because it just, yeah, his first meeting with me, have a shotgun on hand. Well, it's funny because Heather always said, like within high school, she says, all my friends are afraid of you, Dad. And my reply was good. But you know what? Again, it's all about respect. And I'll tell you right now, she better talk to him before he ever shakes my hand for the first time. Because if that kid gives me a limp-wristed handshake, I'm going to break his hand. I'm going to tell you that right now. You better shake my hand like a man. That's one thing I cannot stand. If you're going to shake my hand like a man. Don't give me that limp-wristed stuff. I can't. I'll break your freaking hand. Anytime anybody gives me that limp-wristed handshake, I'll squeeze right down. I can't stand that. Can't stand that. Carlene Jackson said, cried at my granddaughter's wedding and cried again when she had her baby. You know what? And there is absolutely nothing wrong with that. That's like I said, that's a beautiful thing. Absolutely a beautiful thing. She's a smart girl. You have raised her right. She'll pick somebody good. And you know what, John? I know she will. I really have a lot of confidence in her. Simple Girl says, I shake hands like a man and I'm not one. Well, and I'm going to tell you what, when I'll be honest, when I shake hands with a lady, I don't give them the grip that I give them when I give a man. I give them a nice handshake, but I don't give them the grip that I would do with a man. With a man, I give a man a good handshake. But I'm going to tell you what, this goes back, and again, this is all training and teaching as you're growing up. My grandfather always said to me, he says, you can tell the worth of a man by the way he shakes his hand, or shakes your hand. He said, if he shakes your hand like a man, then you know that you can trust him. I said, when he doesn't, you know you can't. And I never forgot that. And I've always thought that was really, really important. So there's a couple people that I can think of recently that I met that I shook their hands. And I'm like, I find people that give that limp-wristed, weak handshake. My automatic impression of them is less, if that makes sense. Because if they're going to give me that weak of a handshake, no way. No. So anyway, let's see. George Bush was a limp wrist. I don't know. I never shook his hand, but so good eye contact too. Marjorie Schultz said, yes, you're absolutely right. Look me in my eyes. Look me in my face. If you're meeting me for the first time and you want to date my daughter or anything, look at me, eye contact, pay attention, listen to what I'm saying, or now listen to what you're saying too, because I'm going to give you that same respect. So that's a great comment. Yeah, Heather has a whole Legion family. Better treat her right. Exactly. She's going to have a lot of, and it was, I got to tell you, with the get together too, my mom, a lot of people had gone up to my mom and talked to my mom and stuff like that. And so afterwards, after Mom had left, and then I talked to her later that night, and addressed you as Sir Bruno, said, exactly. Yeah. My name is not Man. Yeah, exactly. So, but a lot of people went up and talked to my mom, and and stuff like that. And Mom was like, I can't believe how many people came up and talked to me. And they said, we saw you on the videos and stuff. And that was very cool. So everybody that came and that took the time out to talk to Heather and talk to my mom, I appreciate that. I mean, you have no idea how much that meant to me. It really meant a lot. So thank you all that did that. Yeah, no, that's the other thing. Like somebody just said, call me sir. Yeah, like I said, my name is definitely not Man. Hey, man, how you doing? No, absolutely not. You're meeting me for the first time. yes sir, no sir. You better have that respect, because you know, you're going to lose brownie points with that whole thing. Yep, Mike 68 just said, I taught my son to shake hands firm too. Exactly. And I did the same thing with Eddie, and I did the same thing with my stepson Josh. You know, it's all about respect and how you act and what you do. So yeah, it's anyway. Let's see. Carol says he's not dating you, he's dating her. You're right, Carol, he is, but I'll tell you what, he better have respect. He better have respect for the old man. There, that goes a long way towards it. I'm telling you right now. So, am I planning on painting the chicken coop? Yes, I am. I do plan on painting the chicken coop. I actually will do that before the snow flies. I want to get that done. So, respect is earned. Absolutely. Minnesota Prepper said, you're absolutely right. I agree with you 100%. But when you meet somebody, that initial impression that you make with somebody, that goes a long way. And with anybody. It doesn't have to be somebody that's dating your daughter. It's just anybody in general. When you meet that person for the first time, how they act, their posture, the way they speak, all those things, we all, guys, every one of us, and don't tell me you don't, we all prejudge. So if somebody comes at you in a certain way, you're going to look at that person differently than if they come at you with a different way, a more respectful way. Somebody comes at you with a more respectful way, your automatic thoughts of that person are always going to be more positive. Now, time will always tell. You give enough time, somebody could be great in the beginning, and then you find out through time, because people will show their true colors through time. Okay, that's important to remember too. But that you're going to see through people in time when their true colors always show. So that's something to remember too. But again, that initial impression that you make on somebody, I think that's really, really important. So, like I said, good eye contact, a good firm handshake, be respectful, and again, is respect earned? It absolutely is. But it's how, I'm going to tell you what, I am very, very old school. My grandfather was a huge instrumental part of my growing up, and I learned a lot from him. So, what if they use your last name instead of sir? That's fine too. Absolutely, they can do that. I have no problem with that at all. Again, that's showing respect. Okay, if they don't know me, and then if I say to them, no, go ahead, just call me Ed, then I'm giving them permission. But until I give them permission to do that, they don't have that right instantly and automatically to do that. So, that's just, like I said, you can disagree or agree. That's fine. Everybody has the choice and belief to do anything the way they want to in their own way. And that's absolutely fine. But like I said, for me, if somebody's going to be dating my daughter, I want somebody that's going to act like a man. Okay. And that's just me. So please, Heather, and I'll just say this, please don't bring anybody home that has a man bun. I'm joking, guys, when I say that. Heather won't date them long if they disrespect her family. L. Gibson just said that. You're right, absolutely, and thank you for that donation as well, hon. I appreciate that. No, you're right, and Heather's got a good head on her shoulders, and she always, I'm going to tell you what, she always will take my counsel. Like her first love that she was with, she knew I didn't like him, okay, and I had my reasons, okay, but she said. Her and I talked, and she said, "You don't like him very much, do you, Dad?" And I said, "No, I don't." I said, "But you do, and you're dating him, and I'm not going to ever interfere with that." And I didn't, okay? And it ran its course, and thank God she saw him for what he was, and she got rid of him, So again, it's like, when here's some good advice that I want to give out there to all the fathers out there, all the mothers out there. If your child is dating somebody that she cannot stand, okay, or you can't stand, I'm sorry, don't try to make her get away from them, because all you're going to do is push that child closer to that person. You can explain your feelings. You can tell them how you feel, about why you feel the way that you do. Um, but then, ultimately it has to be that child's decision. So you can point things out like, that when they did this, that was disrespectful. When they did this, it was disrespectful. Not necessarily to you, but to your child. So you can do those type of things, and it's going to help that child look at that situation and go, you know what, mom or dad, they're right about that, and I don't have to put up with that, or I don't need to put up with that. So that's just just some advice. Respect and character is everything, Joe M just said, and I agree. I agree with you. Kevin H said, I'm glad I have boys. Thank God I have boys. Well, I got one of each. And I'm going to tell you what, that's what I wanted when we knew we were having twins. I wanted one of each. And, we already had, my stepson was already in the picture. And so, but I had my son and my daughter, and it was just absolutely awesome. And I can honestly tell you this as well. I never treated Josh any different than I treated my kids. He was my stepson, but he was my boy. Okay. I coached Josh's little league teams when he was playing little league baseball. Did all kinds of things. Josh and I actually used to go up to Toronto and watch the Yankees play in Toronto. We did it like 3 years in a row. So we did a lot of things together, and he's a good kid. He's turned out to be an absolutely fantastic young man. I couldn't be prouder of him. And he's a good kid. We talk quite a bit. I mean, he's down. He lives in New Jersey now, and his girlfriend works in New York City, and he works in New Jersey, and he's right across the river. His view from his apartment is right to New York City. So, but he's doing great, and I'm absolutely happy for him. He's a good kid. He's a really good young man. But. My husband and I have been married for 46 years, and he's always called my dad Mr. Blake. And you know what? And that's awesome. That is a respect thing. Absolutely. I don't see anything wrong with that. And if that's how your husband feels and that's how he wants to do that, that's great. That shows respect. Unfortunately, we don't have a lot of that in today's society. And it's a great example because of how people are acting. And what they're doing. So anyway, before we're getting close, the time has gone by so freaking fast on this chat, guys. It's unbelievable. So first of all, let me ask, if you haven't shot me a thumbs up yet, please do that. I would appreciate it. The second thing I want to ask, where is everybody from tonight? Let's do that. Let's find out where all my legion is. DJ Q to help pay for Eddie's pavilion rental. Guitar Dan and Pete. See you next year. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate it. And thank you guys for coming and playing as well. That was absolutely awesome. You guys were fantastic. So thank you so much. I'm going Oklahoma, Tilson, Ohio, British Columbia, Northern California, Northern Maine, Mississippi, Indiana, Largo, Florida, Indiana, New Zealand, Mississippi, Mobile, Alabama. We got Grand Rapids, Michigan, North, South, Canada, Northern California, Philly, West Virginia, New Hampshire, Texas, Sweden. Very cool. That's a long ways away. Grand Rapids, Minnesota, Eastern Kentucky, Maryland, Wisconsin, Los Angeles, Texas, Central Florida, Western Virginia. Let's see, we got California again. Antarctica. Wow, that's pretty cool. Alabama again. Asheville, North Carolina. Very nice. Pennsylvania, Missouri, Connecticut, Coldwater, Michigan. Another one from Maine, Virginia, Alabama, Oahu. Let's see, another Alabama, Elmira, New York, Georgia, Michigan, Chicago, Missouri, Los Angeles, Georgia, Long Island, Suffolk, New York. So, guys, we are, again, when I say we are legion because we are many, it is because we really, truly are. There's so many of us out there, and to get together is a great example. When that time comes, guys, and it's coming, okay, we are the ones that are truly going to make a difference because I think our eyes have been opened for a reason. All of us preppers, all of us off-gridders. I really, truly believe that our eyes have been opened for an absolute important reason when that time comes, and that's to help as many people as we possibly can. So I would encourage you all to prepare in that manner. Not everybody can, and I know that. But and if you choose not to help people, again, that's again going to be your choice. But I think it's really important that we try to do the best that we absolutely can. Oh, we got Las Vegas there. Love Vegas. Been out there many, many times. Again, but I think it's really, really important. And, we are all in this together. When I say that, I'm not just, giving lip service. I really, truly believe that. Again, Kate just said it, which is great. Thank you to all my moderators again tonight. You guys do an awesome job keeping the chat clean. I really, truly appreciate it. It really means a lot to me that I don't have to worry about what's being said if something's negative. You guys are on top of it. So you guys are great in that aspect too. So I really, truly appreciate that. Everybody that came to the get-together, thank you guys. It was absolutely awesome. And it was just a really great time. And I really can't wait for next year. I think next year is going to even be bigger. Usually the first one is always smaller. And we had a really nice turnout from all over the country, which is great. And it was really cool. I'm going to try to get the information up a lot earlier for this next year, okay? Remember, guys, hug and kiss the ones you love. Tell them every single day. Tomorrow's not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen in life. So that's really, really important that we do that. Also, remember, guys, STD. It's one step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Whatever you're trying to accomplish, whatever you're trying to do, you can do it. The only one that can stop you from getting there, guys, is yourself. Nobody else can stop you, okay? Stay positive. Stay focused. Keep prepping. That's the most important thing. Keep prepping. Thank you, everybody, for being here. You guys are awesome. Crazy Prepper Nick, aid and assist is important for all of us. Yes, it is. We can all make a difference and help each other. And thank you so much for that donation. I do appreciate that. All right, guys, I will see you tomorrow. Have a great day. Oh, I wanted to say what I'm going to be putting up just so real quick before I say goodnight. Brian has sent me a couple videos already of the remodel of the camper that he had here at the homestead. He's going to be bringing that back up here, but he's doing some video already. Okay, so he sent me a couple of them. I'm going to get those posted. All right, so I'll see you all tomorrow. So start looking for those tomorrow. Have a great night. Prepper Nurse 1 out for now.